tournament.
Leg is going to get a lot of attention in the next round after the show he put on in this first week.
NIT Pro Style.
Huge role in his team's advancement into the next round.
In the NIT.
As usual, the first weekend of March Madness has what are sure to be some of the most dramatic contests of the entire tournament. Our first game was an outstanding matchup from the first round. Coppin State overpowered USC.
Well, Greg, this game wasn't decided until that final buzzer sounded. A couple of different bounces one way or the other, and this could have been a totally different outcome. Coppin State didn't play like an underdog, though. Watching them in the first few minutes of this game, you could see they were not intimidated at all. And that's exactly the attitude you need to pull off an upset like this one.
Although this next game seemed predictable enough, it instead gave us one of the biggest surprises of the tournament so far. Stony Brook did away with Texas.
We've seen a lot of upsets over the years in the tournament, and this ranks right up there with all of them. Texas just didn't look ready, Greg. And I don't care how inferior your opponent looks on paper. If you come out as flat as they did, especially in March, you're in trouble. Wilmot was the key player in the victory. His 6 points led all scorers. His total was probably helped by the fact that he had a few extra minutes because of the overtime. But it was still an impressive performance nonetheless. This isn't a preseason tournament, Greg. This is the big dance. He stepped up in a way that few players can in this kind of spotlight. And for that, we should give him a big imaginary high five.
Now, let's turn our attention to a few of the huge battles upcoming this week in the Sweet 16. We're really getting into the meat of March Madness now. This will be a fantastic battle. This is shaping up to be a prototypical style versus style matchup. Great scorers on one side of the court, great defenders on the other. This is going to be a real showdown.
This is a coin flip of a game.
And how about another huge matchup from the third round? I'm looking forward to this game just like everybody else. This matchup has the possibility of becoming quite a little rivalry because these teams match up so well against each other, and it's always a heated atmosphere when they're on the court together.
Notre Dame has been one of the best teams to this point of the tournament in terms of playing with freedom. And what I mean by that is they tend to not play under pressure. And I think that's a credit to their coach, who's among the best in the game. I think they'll prevail because of that confidence and poise.
That's our show, everyone. For all of us here at the Suitcase Sports Studios, thanks for watching. Enjoy the tournament. We'll see you next week on College Hoops Tonight, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer.